Hello students, today you have history lecture and we have started with a new chapter. Come to your page number 5, sorry, lesson number 5, and the name of the lesson is Mass Media and History. So last time we have seen introduction to mass media, then we have seen history of mass media, then we have seen the importance of newspaper. Then we have also seen precursors of newspaper and different person who have introduced different newspapers by different name. Today we'll start with a new thing in your textbook. Come to page number 34. Come to electronic and digital journalism. You're familiar with the word electronic and digital. So today we can get newspapers or any books to read with the help of electronic or digital journalism. Today we have got use of internet. So on internet also you can see all the different kinds of book, the different types of book, the different newspapers which are available. So let us try to understand what you mean by electronic or digital journalism. These are all ultra modern periodicals from the part of electronic of digital journalism. So these are what? These are your ultra modern periodic. Okay, today we make use of electronics. Today you can hear news on different you can hear the news on your mobiles also today. So that is also one part of electronic. Then history is a prime subject of interest for the periodicals as well. Many web news portal means what? Available of jobs, social media, web channels, YouTube, etc. make historical content available to the audience and readers. So today all this thing that is your web channels like YouTube, then your social media, we come to know all the importance of the newspapers. Now, radio. Indian Broadcasting Company, that is IBC, a private radio company, was the first one to broadcast daily programs. So, what was first in the starting? We had Indian Broadcasting Company, which is to publish daily programs on radio. Later, the same company was taken over by the British government and named as Indian State Broadcasting Service. On 8th June 1936, it was renamed as All India Radio. So look how the period of radio was transformed. In the starting, what we had Indian Broadcasting Company. Later, it was taken by the British and they named it as Indian State Broadcasting Service. And later on, it was named as All Indian Radio. After independence, all India Radio became an integral part of the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, India. So after this, All India Radio became a part of a Ministry of Information. They had a name such as Information. Maybe we should get all the information from the All India Radio. It broadcasted governmental programs and schemes. It was named as Akashwani on the suggestion of the famous poet Pandit Narendra Sharma. Later on, it was named as Akashwani. Okay, see, um, Akashwani broadcasts various entertainment, awareness, creating, and literary programs. So, what is Akashwani did? It created various programs like entertainment, like songs, dance, then awareness creating, try to create an awareness and literary programs. It also broadcasted special program for farmers, workers, the youth, and women. So, it also broadcasted special program for farmers and workers and youth and the women. The Vivid Bharati had a name such as Vivid Bharati means different programs are broadcasted in 24 regional language as well as 146 dialects of Indian language. Lately, various news channels like Radio Mirchi are providing radio services. So, if you're familiar with this word, Radio Mirchi, you might be hearing on your mobile also how we get the news and songs also have been broadcasted. Then television. The Delhi Doordarshan Center was inaugurated by Dr. Rajendra Prasad, the first Indian president. So this Doordarshan, when it was inaugurated by Dr. Rajendra Prasad. Doordarshan in Mumbai Central be- began to telecast its program on 1st May 1972. So, in the year 1st May 1972, it started broadcasting its program. Color televisions were introduced on 15 August 1982. So, when color television came, it came in the year 15th August 1982. In 1991, the Indian government granted permission to private, national and international channels to telecast in India. So, permission was given to broadcast national and international channels. Thus, it became possible for Indians to watch international events on television. So, because of television, we were able to see all programs on television. Now, next thing, why do we need mass media? So, what is the importance of mass media or why we need this mass media? We need mass media to facilitate free flow of information to all strata. To all strata means what? To all level. We want this mass media of the society. Editorial, various columns and supplements are essential part of newspapers. So we have got editorial columns, we have got supplements. Supplements means what? Extra paper is given with your newspaper. Readers are also ensured of a platform to voice their opinion. So even a reader who wants to say something, he can raise his voice through the medium of newspaper. Newspapers can help in making the democracy strong. So how our democracy will become strong? Only because of newspaper, and how what problems people are facing or what we want to know. You can always write and tell in the newspaper. Television is an audiovisual medium. Audiovisual means what? Which you can see and which you can hear. It was possible for this medium to cross the inherent limitations of newspaper and the radio and show the actual visuals of an event to people. So what was the importance of television? We can hear also, we can see also. So that was the advantage of using a television. So far there is no other alternative to television for watching an event as it's actual happens. So what is actually happening? Your news, your telecast program we can see on the television. Now, critical understanding of information receiving through mass media. So let us try to understand now what information we get through mass media. Any information received through mass media needs to be reviewed critically. So we have to think, we have to try to criticize. We must try to find some mistakes. The news or information in the media may not always represent exact truth. Sometimes what happens, what information we get in newspaper or on television may not be truth. We need to scan it very carefully. We have to study it carefully and then only we can publish in newspaper or in television. There is very famous event of unauthentic information appearing in print in Germany. So one example they've given. Stern, a German weekly newspaper. So this Stern is the name of a newspaper which is published once in a week. Had purchased a number of so-called handwritten diaries of Adolf Hitler. It sold them to various publication companies. The diaries were verified for their authenticity. Authenticity means what? How true the information is, and subsequently the news appeared in the print. However, later those diaries were proved to be false. So what happens is they've given the example over here. One Stern weekly newspaper in Germany. Okay, what they have got? They have got the handwritten diaries of Adolf Hitler. Okay, they studied it and they sold it, and this it was printed in the newspaper. But later it came to know that whatever diary written by Adolf Hitler was not true. However, so this sentence tells, however, later those diaries were proved to be false. It became apparent from this example that we need to be very careful about the information published by media. So whatever information we are publishing, we have to be very careful. Now, mass media and professional opportunities. So with help of mass media, in which field you can get good opportunities to work. Newspapers have to fulfill the task of providing fresh news to its readers. What is the main objective of newspaper? Of providing fresh news. There should be fresh news in the newspaper. It is also necessary to unfold the background of an event in the news. Now, for example, if you want to write some news, you should always know what is the background of that news. You should have a previous information about that news. At such time, newspapers have to resort to history. So they have to take help of history to study the past event, what happened. While reporting news in detail, reporters try to compare it with parallel events. So they try to compare. Who try to compare? The reporters who are writing the news in the newspaper. They same event they try to compare. The past event may be printed in a separate frame. Thus, the reader gets access to additional information and he can get better insight about the current news. So, what is the advantage of newspaper? The reader will come to know what is the past history of that particular event. Newspapers print columns about historical information appearing under headings such as 50 years ago or 100 years ago. Such columns are based on historical documents or written history. So we come to know the past event what has happened. Now, for example, like today's date. So we come to know what is the importance of today's date. Today what happened. These columns provide historical information about economic, social, political events in the past and also events of historical significance. So important events or events in history we come to know. Newspapers are occasionally published, supplements to regular edition or special issues. For example, World War One commenced in 1914. Commence means what? World War One started in the year 1914. Year 2004 marked the 100th year of this event. So in 2014, we completed 100 years for this World War. In order to be able to publish a newspaper supplement or a special issue to commemorate the occasion, one needs to revive its history. So, if we want now this event, World War One, completed 100 years, so we get extra supplement where all the detailed information is given about the World War One. In 2017, in 2017, 75 years were completed after the announcement of Quit India. So in 2017, we completed 75 years of Quit India. You know, we have done lower classes. What you mean by Quit India movement means what Britishers leave our country and go from here. Leave the country of India and go from here. That's called a Quit Indian movement. On such occasion, newspapers highlight the event through various articles. So, articles regarding Quit Indian movement have been published in the newspaper. Editorial columns like what happened in history on this day, reviews, etc. The knowledge of history is essential for writing of such types. So, because of all these things, what is important? The knowledge of history is very important. Now, history is also History is also essential in planning, okay, important in planning. Radio program, for example, Akashwani has preserved recordings of all the speeches delivered each year by Prime Minister of India on 15 August. So what radio Akashwani has done, speeches of Prime Ministers have been recorded and been kept. Akashvani invites historians as experts for discussion on various occasions such as the anniversaries of birth or death of national leaders. So what Akashvani does, what radio does, they invite a talented person or person who's having information to talk about the birth anniversaries or uh, death of the national leaders, anniversaries of historical events, etc. Lectures on the contribution of various national leaders need to be supported by historical information. Programs like On This Day in History are also an integral part of the daily program of Akashvani. So, on this day in history, what happened? That information also the radio gives us. Television channels also telecast program based on history. Like today on television, we have got History Channel, we have got Discovery Channel. So we get all this information on about this because of television. Doordarshans and other television channels help in creating interest in history among people through their historical shows and serials. The mythological and historical serials like Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bharat Ek Khoj, and Raja Shivaji Chhatrapati attracted a very large audience. So all these programs like Ramayana, Mahabharata, attracted large number of people. While producing this type of program, maintaining accuracy with regard of the presentation of environment, outfits, weaponry, lifestyle, lingual, language, expression, etc. is essential. One needs to have a deep understanding of history of the concerned period. So we should have a deep knowledge what happened during the period of Ramayana or Mahabharata. We should have a deep knowledge before showing these programs on television. Currently, channels like Discovery, National Geographic, History, etc. have 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 opened a rich treasure of global history of the audience. It has enabled people to view the historical and geographical wonders at home. So today, with the help of your channels, we can sit at home and we can see what happened. This is because of your because of your television. To make such programs more entertaining, some parts of the serial are actually enacted by actors such as the characters of heroic men and women, sportsmen, army chiefs, etc. So, for example, you can see the different roles played by man and woman, then different roles played by the sportsmen and chief, etc. Besides this, serials about ancient monuments, forts, histories of empires, and also the history of culinary arts are watched by a large number of people with great interest. People with deep knowledge of history in their respective field are sought out in the fields mentioned above. So what this means that before showing a program on television or radio, we should have a deep understanding. So students, hope so you have understood the lesson, mass media and history. Okay, I'll send you the question answers. Thank you.